Getting my phone on silent and turn the vibrate off. Okay. Hi my angels. I hope you guys are all well. Oh god. I've forgotten how to like start a video. I'm doing a bit of a different video today. I'm currently sitting in what's supposed to be our meditation room, but it's currently got loads of Christmas boxes, suitcases, and just random stuff everywhere. But I thought I would sit down and have a little life update with you guys. Don't really know where to begin, but I do have some notes on my phone because I was trying to gather all my thoughts down of how I want to say what I want to say. I've basically made a list of things that I want to mention in this video. First thing is first, I hope you guys are all safe with everything going on in the world. I just want to send extra love and prayers out to all of you guys because it is a really uncertain time that we're going through right now. And I just want to send you guys all love. And speaking of love, I have actually been on YouTube for over 6 years. And I just want to say thank you for all of the love that you guys have given to me throughout the 6 years. Whether that's just love online or love offline, whether you've seen me in real life or come to like a meetup or come to like BeautyCon, just giving me love, because I feel like love is one of the most priceless things you can give to anyone. Whether you know them virtually, whether you know them physically, whether they're your family, your friends, whatever they may be, it's one of the most priceless things that you can give. You know, that genuine love which comes from the heart and goes to the heart kind of love. And I just want to say thank you for that. All of your kind words, comments, actions, they never ever ever go unnoticed. That's the first thing that I want to say. All of this kind energy that you send my way never goes unnoticed, and it honestly makes me so happy. And I just want to say from the bottom of my heart a big thank you. And I'm giving you all e-hugs because you all mean a lot to me. You guys have changed my life, and I just want to say a very sincere thank you. I think a lot of the times you guys have helped me in ways that you probably don't even know, and I think that's the beauty of everything that I do in this whole place that we call social media, that, you know, there may have been times where I may not have been feeling too great, and just seeing a lovely message or a comment or anything like that has just changed my whole day. So again, I just want to say a massive thank you, and I've probably said thank you like 20 million times already, but I honestly, from the bottom of my heart, really mean it. I feel like I've touched upon certain things on my Instagram because I feel like I can very quickly and easily just talk to you guys on stories, so I'm really sorry if there's anything that I've already mentioned on there that I haven't really mentioned on YouTube. But I kind of feel like I've not really spoken about this topic on YouTube and not really spoken about it in depth on social media. So I thought I would sit down with you guys and just have a bit of a heart-to-heart and tell you guys how I am feeling. So if you have been following me from like the beginning of my YouTube journey, you'll know that I've always been a really bubbly, positive, happy kind of person. And I've always been like that offline. Like, I'm always very chatty and bubbly and out there, and it's just the way that I've been since I was little, pretty much. So I've been doing this for 6 years, and throughout the 6 years I feel like I've changed as a person, and I think a lot of it has to do with the comments and things that I have read and received that have really got to me in the sense that really got to my core and almost changed me as a person. So some of these comments and things that I've read about myself isn't just like a one-off thing, it's things that I've read over and over again. And you guys might be like, oh, but we never see any negative stuff on your pages. And that's because I block a lot of words. I have kind of blocked certain like saying and phrases and things like that, which I just don't see anymore, especially on my Instagram. But on my YouTube, I have to physically go and delete those comments and block certain people. So those words have really affected me, and throughout the beginning of my journey nothing really got to me. I was just a bit like, meh, whatever. Like, I was just doing what I loved doing, and they didn't really make any difference to me. But I think over the past, definitely 4.5, 5 years into what I was doing, the comments that I would see again and again and again started to change me as a person. I started questioning myself. I used to question myself in the sense that, oh my god, this person said X, Y, Z to me. Like, I am that person. Like, I literally took it to heart. I almost made that comment or the person's opinion about me a fact when it wasn't a fact. And that really changed me as a person. I'm sorry, I'm looking down at my phone because I've literally made notes of the things that I want to kind of say, and I want to say it in a way that is very coming from my heart, but I don't want to miss anything out. So I've actually put on here that certain comments embedded themselves into me and became a part of me. So I let certain things that I read about me become about me, which isn't very healthy at all. One thing I do want to mention is that nowadays a lot of people turn around and they say that they want to become a YouTuber, or they want to become an Instagrammer, or they want to become an influencer or a content creator, whatever you want to call it. And when I started doing this wasn't a job. I just started doing it because I was really stressed out in my old job. I kind of felt like I had no purpose. I kind of felt like I was lost. I was working a 9 to 5, working on someone else's dreams, and I kind of felt like a little lost puppy, and I didn't know what to do with my life. And I just thought, well, actually it was my husband who said, why don't you start YouTube videos? You love talking about makeup, like why don't you do that as like a hobby? So that's how I started it. And never ever in a million years did I think that it would become my job. And that's one thing that I really, really want to stress, because I feel like nowadays it's changed where people start Instagram accounts or start YouTube channels for a certain goal, where my goal wasn't to do this as a full-time job. I just kind of fell into it, and if I had to pick the perfect kind of job for me, it would be this, because I love talking. I now obviously love editing and things like that, but I love talking and I love makeup and I love hair and I just love all those kind of girly things. So this is the perfect job for me. But by no means did I ever think that there was this whole like negative side to what I do. And I suppose like throughout the years, all the negativity just got to me, and I never thought it would ever happen, but it got to the point, and I'm going to be really, really honest with you guys, it got to the point where I just didn't want to step into my filming room. I'm going to try not to cry. So, like I was saying, there were days where I didn't want to step into my filming room. There were days where I didn't want to check my phone. There were days where I didn't want to check my social media. There were days where I didn't want to talk to anyone. There were days where I didn't even feel like waking up, like. And to think that something that changed my life in such a positive way had a really kind of negative hit on me. I didn't see it coming, and I suppose there were some days where there were just days where I just felt so anxious, days where I didn't even want to open my post. Like, I get lots of parcels with what I do, and there used to be days where I would let them just pile up in the living room and I just felt like not opening them. So yeah, it really affected me in a way which, I don't know, I thought I never would have felt like that. And I just want to be really, really honest and vulnerable and open with you guys and let you guys know how I was feeling. And I think this stems back to the kind of person that I am. Growing up, I've always been a people pleaser. I always want to make everyone happy, and I felt like I got to the point where I'm doing this whole YouTube thing, I'm doing this whole Instagram thing, and I'm trying to make everyone around me happy. Someone says they like this, they don't like that, okay, I'll try and do that, and then someone goes, oh no, I actually like that, and then I'm trying to do that. I'm trying to juggle so much stuff that I forgot about me, and I feel like I lost myself in this whole process. And I get that everyone is different. Everyone's able to handle things in a different way, and I think for me, I just wasn't able to handle that. Which was a really hard couple of years. But things have gotten better towards the end and obviously in the now, which I will talk to you guys in a little bit. But I just want to get through this whole thing with you guys. in no way does the negative outshine the positive. The kind of positive messages and love and energy that I get from you guys is unreal. But I guess just because of the way that I am and the way that I like to make everyone happy, the negative side of things really, really got to me. And I'm pretty sure you guys can tell that my YouTube channel has been a bit hit and miss over the last couple of years. And it's purely because of the way I was feeling. And it was also because I didn't want to talk to anyone about it. I didn't want to talk about it to my nearest and dearest. Now, if you know me, you'll know that I don't have a big group of friends. Like, I can count my closest people on one hand. So during this time, I literally couldn't talk to my other half or my best friend or my mum or anyone like that. I just didn't want to talk about it, and I almost wanted to make it, I almost made it feel like it didn't exist, when really there was a big fat elephant in the room, and I was just trying to ignore it the whole time, which wasn't healthy for me. And it really, really changed me as a person, not only online but also offline as well. So yeah, it wasn't a good time of my life. It got to the point where I was questioning myself. So I was reading certain comments and things about me, and I kind of started questioning who I was as a person, and maybe I was all these horrible things that I was reading. And that really, really, really took its toll on me. And I don't know if I'm repeating myself, I'm really sorry if I am. But I'm just trying to get everything that I want to say across in this video, because it's been a long time coming, and I just want to be really, really honest and truthful with you guys about this whole situation. I think a really good way of trying to understand this whole situation is if we were to swap shoes. So if I were to be in a viewer's shoes, and this isn't directed to any one person or anything like that, but if I were to put myself into someone else's shoes who is watching my videos, who may not like me, who may not like the way that I talk, the way that I dress, the way that I do my makeup, whatever it may be, and leaving a comment and telling that person that, oh, I really don't like this, or you're this, or you're that, or whatever it is. And I kind of carry on with my day. What I'm not understanding is me leaving that comment has actually really affected that person that's reading it. That person may have been having a really, really down day. You never know. And then on the flip side, for me, having to read such comments where I am, it's almost like I was getting sunken deeper and deeper and deeper into this really dark hole. And every single time I read something like this, it slowly affected me more and more and more. And I think that's like one way to try and like figure out how the other person is feeling. I don't know whether this is making much sense, but I did write it down, so I'm just kind of mentioning it. I think that there are definitely different types of people out there. So there are people who are able to read something about them and just be like, oh, whatever, brush it off, doesn't make a big deal, it doesn't really make a big difference in my life. And there are other people out there who do take things to heart and who may be a little bit more sensitive. And I think we've got to respect and appreciate that and try and be more kind towards others. Because at first I thought I was, the kind of person who's like, yeah, whatever, it's fine, whatever, I don't care. But throughout the years, it really did start to really affect me in a negative way. And it's totally, totally normal, and it's human nature to think like that. Like, I've spoken to people that I know who don't do YouTube, who don't do social media or anything like that, who just have normal 9-to-5 jobs, and even they feel the same, that, if someone was to say something horrible to them, it would play on their mind. No matter how much of a positive day that they're having, if there is someone who's come and just said something negative to them, that will play on their mind. Obviously with what I do, it's kind of amplified because there's no kind of barrier, because people from all over the world can watch my content or consume my content and then type whatever they want and leave whatever comments that they want. So it is really, really normal to feel sad about something, or let things kind of play on your mind. I think a lot of the times people forget that anyone who's a YouTuber or an Instagrammer, it's almost like they're not real. And this is one thing that I really, really, really want to stress, is that I have the same problems as you guys. I have the same ups and downs maybe. I may have the same insecurities. I may have good days and bad days. Like, I literally am just a normal person. I say this to everyone whenever I see them, like maybe in my local town. And a lot of the times we do have this conversation of like, I could literally be living next door to you and you wouldn't even know, because I'm just like a normal person just like you and I guess what I'm trying to say is that people who live their lives on the internet or share a part of their life on the internet are real people, and I don't know, I feel like sometimes there's this whole barrier of like, you feel so involved or you feel so a part of that person's life that you feel that you can say whatever you want to them. But I think we all need to take a step back and realise that we are all human. We come all from the same place of love. We all have high days, low days, insecurities, things that bother us, you know, issues that we may be going through. We're all just normal human beings. And I feel like that sometimes gets lost when it comes to people on the internet. And I know a lot of people will turn around and say, well, this comes with the nature of your job. You should just have thick skin, grow thick skin, get over it. This is a part of your job. You're just sitting there complaining. I feel like it's very, very easy to say that to someone when you're not in that person's shoes. I always think that it's really important to try and put yourself in the other person's shoes before you say anything. And just come from a place of love and compassion. I feel like that is something that as society we're lacking quite a lot these days, and it's something that we can all work on to become better human beings, to have more love in the world, and just generally be vibrating at a higher state rather than a low state, which isn't going to make anyone happy and it's not going to bring about any good changes to anyone. I don't know, I just feel like that, I don't know, I'm pretty sure there's going to be people out there who will turn around and say, you know, you should just be responsible for the negativity that comes your way. It's a part of the job that you do, etc, etc. And I think these people will find it a lot harder to take a good look at themselves and actually think, actually maybe I should change my ways of responding to someone that I may not like, or may not like the things that they do or say or whatever. I think it's very, very easy to say something about someone else than to actually go inwards and kind of think, well, actually maybe there's something that I need to change about myself. I guess that's what I'm trying to get with this point. I feel like my brain's all over the place at the moment. I think this all kind of comes down to being more kind in general and knowing that we all come from the same place of love. I think that's something that we forget really, really easily, especially when it comes to social media. I just feel like there's just no barriers, but we all come from the same place of love, and kindness needs to be something which is instilled and drilled into us, which becomes second nature. Just kindness needs to be something that's a permanent thing, not something that comes and goes when it suits people. I just feel like there's space for all of us to grow and all of us to become kinder. There's definitely things that I can do to become more kinder, not only to myself but to others, and it is a journey that I'm going on, but I just wanted to say that out loud on my channel because I've just not spoken about this. I've always kind of said like, oh, I'll be back, but I've never was really working on myself or really working towards becoming a stronger, better person. And that's not even just online, but that's offline as well. I just want to really stress that this has nothing to do with just online stuff, but it's also offline. And as humans, we all make mistakes. We all may go through times where we may have been rude to someone, but one thing that I do want to say is if you can't be kind to someone, then at least don't be unkind. That's the easiest thing you can do. Like, for example, if there's something that I'm doing that you don't like, instead of leaving a horrible comment on here or a forum or tweeting someone about it or whatever it may be, just don't say anything. And if I am triggering you to feel a certain way, the best thing you can do is click X or click unfollow or click unsubscribe and just remove yourself from something that is triggering you in that sense. And that's something that I've definitely learned how to do over the past few years, of when I do see something that, oh my god, my SD card just cut me off there, because that's definitely something that I do. I make sure that if there's any kind of comment that I see that is not sitting well with me, I will definitely go ahead and block that account or that person. And that's not only for myself to protect my energy, but it's also for the other person, because if my actions or words or whatever it may be triggering that person, it doesn't help anyone in this situation, and it's best to just be separated from it. And one thing I do want to say is that throughout the last few years, I feel like everything kind of going on in my head, not feeling like I could really talk or like say it out loud, because it was really hard to do. It really affected me as a person. It really affected my energy. It really affected my personality. Like, I felt like I was this snappy, horrible person, and it wasn't me. It's not who I am. But I just felt like the things that were coming with this whole online space really started to affect me in a negative way. And again, that's not to say that the positive doesn't outweigh the negative. It's just the negative really stuck onto me like a leech, and it was almost like I couldn't get it off. I really, really, really hope I'm not forgetting to say anything. But I will leave like my thoughts and everything in like the description box below as well, and I'll definitely be in the comments speaking to you guys about all of this. But I wanted to end this kind of like life, how I'm feeling update on a bit of a positive. And although 2020 for the whole world has been a very, very, I don't even know how to describe it, like a very unusual and unsteady and like just very, very horrible year to start off with. For me, 2020 has been a really good start of the year because I actually started going to therapy this year, and my God, was it a journey to go to therapy. And I want to make sure to tell all of you guys that saying out loud that you go to therapy to someone or whatever it may be is not a bad thing. Like for the past year, maybe a year and a half, my husband's been saying to me, maybe you should go and speak to someone, like go to therapy and like really talk your feelings out. And I just kept saying to him like, no, I'm fine. Like I literally kept brushing it under the cover. And it got to the point where I actually sat there and I cried my eyes out, and I was like, I'm scared to go to therapy because it's going to make me feel like there's something wrong with me. And he said that that's absolutely not the case. It's literally, he could tell that I couldn't speak to him. He could tell that I couldn't speak to anyone about it because I don't like being a burden on anyone. Like I've always been this really independent person, and I hate asking people for help or anything like that. I like to do things by myself because I don't want to bother anyone. And that's one of the things that I'm working on with when it comes to my communication. But yeah, I just really felt like I couldn't speak to anyone, and I didn't want to speak to anyone because it would make me feel like there's something wrong with me. But I took up the courage and started going to therapy this year, and it has been the best thing ever. I've learned so much about myself, and I'm in such an amazing place. If there's anyone out there who needs a push or a sign to go to therapy, then please take me telling you right now as a sign, because it's helped me so much, and I feel so much more better about myself and better about the things that I want to do, and I feel like I know where I want to go in life, whereas over the last few years I felt like really, really, really lost because I was trying to please all these different people and I didn't really know what I was doing. Therapy has just helped make that all really, really clear for me, and I feel like the old Kaushal, not even the old Kaushal, I don't want to say the old Kaushal, I feel like I am becoming the Kaushal that I was meant to be. And that makes me very, very excited. So I feel like a lot of people talk about going to therapy and all of that, but I really want to sit down and tell you guys what I've learned about myself. The one main thing that I've learned about myself, because it helps me put everything into perspective, especially when it comes to the way that I felt in the past. And that is, I, from a very young age, from childhood, have been very, very scared of isolation. I don't like being by myself or feeling isolated or feeling disconnected from people. And the way that I make sure that I don't feel isolated is to make other people happy, whether that's doing things for them, dropping whatever I'm doing to be like, yeah, I'll come and help you, to get them to like me so that therefore I don't feel isolated. So that's my whole issue that I'm kind of working through, and I just wanted to tell you guys out that loud, like aloud on the internet, because it's another example of like we all go through struggles, we all have issues, we all have things that we're working on. So there are definitely some triggers that I know that I have. For example, if I read a really horrible comment and then in my head it's just like, oh, that person's being really horrible to me, but if I bring that back, it's because I feel that way because I don't want to have that person not like me, because I don't want to feel isolated. But obviously, being in my 30s, like, that's no thing. I'm never going to feel isolated. I've got my family and friends around me, then they're not going to leave me. It's just something that I'm working on, and I would love to do some more videos and I'm actually working on redoing my blog, which hopefully will be launching soon, and talk about things like that, because I feel like that's really important to me. And if I can help anyone else out, or if anyone's got any kind of struggles that they're going through that may be similar to mine, then I can give you guys some tips and tricks of how therapy has helped me and the things that I do. I've mentioned a lot of this stuff on my Instagram actually, because I do Mindful Mondays every Monday on my Instagram stories. But yeah, I just feel like I'm in such a good place at the moment, and I know this is a journey, and I know it's not going to be something that I'm going to wake up one day and be like, oh yeah, I'm like back to normal, I'm like cool, everything's fine. Like, you know, it's a journey, and there's always going to be ups and downs, and I'm ready for them. But the fact that I can sit here and talk to you guys about how I've been feeling and the steps that I've taken to get to where I am right now makes me very, very, very happy. And yeah, I think like the first part of this video, I tried not to get too emotional because, I don't know, I suppose everything that I do, I want to do from a place of love and compassion, and because I want to help. So yeah, I'm sorry for getting upset at the beginning of the video, but yeah, I just wanted to sit down and have this chat with you guys, and I really, really, really hope I'm not forgetting anything. I'm just going to look at my phone to make sure I've not forgotten any points that I wanted to make. So, I've mentioned how I've been feeling over the last few years. I've mentioned the steps and the changes that have been taking place, and I've told you really why and what and how I've been feeling, and why I felt the way that I felt because of obviously things in my childhood. But just saying it out loud makes me feel amazing. So I just want to speak to you guys now about the kind of content that I'll be doing going forward, because I fell into a bit of this trap of doing videos that were like trendy videos, like virally, not even virally, but like trends of like other people were doing it, so I felt like I needed to do it. I want to make content that I want to make. I want to make content that makes me happy, because I need to make sure that I'm putting my happiness first, because if I don't look after myself, who will? And that's definitely one thing that I hope you guys can take away from this video, that you've got to put yourself number one. Like, I was always putting other people before me, and the fact that the last 5 months I've actually taken time out for me and done things for me has made a massive positive impact on my life. And so if you guys can take that one little piece of nugget away with you, that would make me really, really happy. But yeah, going forward, I'll be doing videos that make me happy, and the videos that I really like filming and editing. I won't be doing things like challenge videos, unless I feel like it's something that I would watch. That's the only kind of content that I'll be making going forward. That's not to say that I won't be doing tutorials or anything like that. Makeup still plays a very, very big part in my life. I love makeup, I love skincare, I love hair. Like, those things will always be a part of my content. But I will be switching things up with more vlogs, with more home videos, things like organization. I'm actually currently sitting in my meditation room, which doesn't look like a meditation room. So this is one project that I want to document with you guys. Things will be changing a little bit, but that's not to say that makeup and hair and beauty and all of that will still be a very big part of it, because it's a big part of who I am, and it's a big part of my channel, and it's always been a really big part of who I am ever since I was little. I've always been obsessed with makeup, hair and beauty and skincare, so that's the kind of change that will be happening in that sense. And also the reason why that I want to make content that I love making is because that's how I started my channel. I started my channel making content that I loved, and then I kind of felt like I got pulled in so many different directions that I felt like I had to make all this content that I didn't like watching. So that's going to be a real crucial part of my content going forward. And one thing that I really want to stress is that I know a lot of the times in my videos I use the same products again and again and again, which some people find really annoying, but for me, I'd rather show you guys products that I use and love offline, online, again and again, because I love them, and I don't want you guys to feel like you have to be buying so many different products all the time. One thing that I really want to get you guys to start doing, especially from the now, is research an item that you're thinking of buying or a service that you're looking into. Research it and read at least 5 reviews before you go out and buy something, because it's always good to do your research. It's something that I do, and I would love to pass that on to you guys and see if we can make that as like a community. We all kind of research things and products or whatever that we want to get. Make sure you read your reviews and all of that. It's just, I don't know, it's like a small thing that I do that I don't really talk about on my channel, but it'd be amazing if we could do that as like a big internet family. Last but not least, I want to say something which is really, really important, and that is that I will not tolerate any negative comments or messages or DMs or emails or whatever it may be. I will not be tolerating any of them, and if and when I see them, it will be an automatic block, because if, like I said in this video, if there's something that I'm doing that is triggering you guys, then it's best that I'm not in your space, because that means that there's a less chance of you to get triggered by something that I may be doing. And also it's better for my mental peace, it's better for my environment, it's better for my social media energy, because I want to be as positive as possible in my life online as well as offline. I don't want to take what I've been reading online into my offline life, because I've been there, done that, and it's not a nice place to be. So that's one thing that I really, really, really want to stress. And if there's anything that I or someone else online that you may be following does something that you don't like or whatever it may be, just simply unfollow them, block them, do whatever you want to do, but try not to put yourself in a situation where your energy is getting affected by someone else. It's really important in this day and age, because I feel like the internet is such an amazing place, but when you're on the receiving end of things, it can be a really dark place as well. And I want my platforms to be full of light, to be full of positivity, and to be full of help, or even escapism, for you guys to escape what's going on in your life, just to watch a little video here and there and just to forget about things. So that's one thing that I wanted to end this kind of update video with. So I don't know how long this video has been so far. I feel like I've been recording for like over half an hour, but I am actually gonna go and sort my filming room out, and I thought I could do it with you guys because it's a bit of a tip right now. If you guys have made it this far in this video, then thank you so much for just sitting here and listening to all the thoughts that are going on inside my head, the positive, the negative, the good, the bad, the ugly, whatever you want to call it. Because the last 6 years really has been a journey for me, mentally, physically, emotionally, and I don't regret anything, because this has definitely made me a stronger person, and I feel like everything definitely happens for a reason, and I'm just really glad that I'm able to sit here with you guys and really tell you how I had been feeling in the past and how I feel now. But yeah, it's all good. I'm really glad that I could just sit down and have a chat with you all. I feel like it's been a long time coming, but like I said, I just didn't feel like I could sit down and talk about this. I couldn't talk about it to my own husband or my best friend. So yeah, it would have been weird for me to try and sit down and speak to you guys on the internet about it. So thank you so much for your patience over the last few years as well, because I know I've been a bit here, there, everywhere on YouTube. But I'm hoping this can be a start to a really positive, amazing journey, and I can't wait to share different kinds of content with you guys. That's not to say that I'm going to be showing you like all my family and all my friends, and because a lot of my family and friends don't want to be on the internet, and I totally respect that. But yeah, it's been quite a journey. Like over the last 6 years, I quit my job. I started doing this full time. I have been on billboards, which is insane. I've been in a YouTube campaign, which again, insane. I got engaged, I got married, we bought our first house. We've traveled the world. Like, I can't believe like all that stuff has happened in just 6 years. So again, thank you from the bottom of my heart, because without you guys, I wouldn't be where I am today. And to that small portion of the negativity that I have received in the past, thank you for making me a stronger person. I know it sounds really cheesy, but I really do feel, and especially in the last few months, I just feel like I've grown into being a really strong woman from it. So yeah, and now I'm gonna go downstairs and sort my filming room out. When you see it, you guys are gonna be like, what the, oh my god, that's pretty messy. But we're gonna get it all sorted and get it all put away and cleaned up. So yeah, let's go do that. So I mentioned a lot has changed in the last 6 years, and I forgot to mention this little guy. Hi, True Pack. Oh, you're saying hello to YouTube. Say hello, YouTube. Nice to meet you all. Sit. Say hello, YouTube. My name is True Pack. Yeah, Yeah, and I'm going to help Mommy clean her filming room. Yes, I am. Yes, I am. Yes, I am. You're so cute. You're so... Come on. Come on in. Come on. Come on. Come here, you puppy. Okay, this is my messy filming room. I think I'm gonna start off like Mrs. Hinch does. She starts off at 12 o'clock and makes her way all the way around the room. So I think I'm gonna start off, that's gonna be my 12 o'clock right there. So let's start. So I've had a little move around in my little filming room, and this is my like Instagram corner. It's nice and clean and ready for me to film some little Instagram videos. What are you doing? And Tupac's just literally following me everywhere I go. This corner is nice and cleaned now. I just had loads of stuff that I was just dumping on that chair, which is totally my fault. But it's nice and clear, and now we're going to move on to that side. This is the side that I'm dreading the most because it's the side that generally takes the longest to sort out. But I've got a little helper! Yeah, I've got a little helper! Yeah! Look at you, you little teddy bear. And just like that, the whole room is tidy and clean. It looked like it was only a few minutes on camera, but it did take me like a good almost 2 hours to do. Yeah, this is my little filming room. I feel like I haven't really shown it to you since since I've moved into this house really. I used to have like a sofa there, but I've like split the sofas up, and this is my new filming backdrop, which I've done some live YouTube videos. This table that I film on is a working process. I feel like I want to get like a bigger, nicer table, only because sometimes I feel like this is quite small to work on. But these are all my drawers behind me. I've like decorated some of them at the back, and yeah, this is my little updated filming space. One thing I actually do want to show you guys is this drawer thing that I have to organize my like day-to-day kind of makeup, which I got from Amazon, and I always get so many questions on it, which I'll show you. It's this guy right here, and it needs all updating because I tried to switch up my makeup every like month or two, just so that I'm using like other favorite foundations and other favorite lipsticks and things, and even some new bits that I'm loving. So this all is a work in process, and I've actually got some more brushes in my drawers, but I need to condense them all down as well because I feel like I have too many brushes and I only use the ones that I love. So this, you guys, is my little updated desk that I use, and I will link this as well, which is from Amazon in case anyone is wondering. The like actual shelves are really nice and big and deep. I find they are so much better than the Muji ones, and yeah, I've been loving it. I had this like, I want to say almost a year or so, and I love it. So I know this was a bit of a mix of a video, but I really hope you guys enjoyed this little life update, where I've been, pouring my guts and hearts out to you guys and cleaning up video. I just want to say another thank you again to every single one of you who has supported me over the past 6 years. It's been a really amazing journey with highs and lows, but I'm excited to see where my new self is going to take me. But yeah, just thank you again so much, and I will hopefully see you all in my next video. Bye!